Welcome back to Quantreef.com. The Sol's trading right around 74.50, sitting almost right on top of session VWAP, which makes this a genuinely interesting decision zone. We'll walk through liquidity, support and resistance, VWAP, Fib, fair value gaps, positioning, and where this likely goes over the next several hours. Price is 74.51. Hovering just above session VWAP at 74.03, with the two anchored VWAPs from the swing high and low bunched tightly together under 0.1% apart, so treat that as one value area around 73.80 to 74.03. Momentum reads mixed here. Trend and volatility layers are weak, but order flow and relative strength are firm, so neither side has clean control yet. The heat map shows a big resting wall just above at 75.12, and it's carrying far more weight than the downside pool near 73.002% below. That upside pool pulls at 61% odds over 24 hours versus 38 for the downside one, so price is statistically more likely to get drawn up into that 75.12 wall first before any real reversal, since markets tend to hunt the fattest resting liquidity before turning. On the panel, resistance sits at 75.58 for target 1, then 77.08, then 78.85 further out. Below, support is the 4-hour swing low at 74.04, with the stop-loss level down at 73.44. Structure strength is high and so is stop hunt risk, so I'd lean toward the 75.58 resistance getting tested first, with a break below 74.0 for the level that would flip this read bearish. Above, the nearest unfilled fair value gap is the daily bearish one between 78.83 and 80.34, a magnet for later but not this session. Below, there's a 4-hour bullish gap between 72.81 and 73.23, tighter to price and more relevant near term. On the Fib, price sits above the 1.272 extension near 75.20, with 1.618 at 76.09 as the next stretch target. I'd expect price to react to that Fib extension zone before it ever reaches the daily gap up top. The grade reads watch, N at 81, HTS at 47, so readiness is decent but the trend score is dragging it down hard, along with sentiment and institutional positioning layers. Relative strength and order flow are the layers doing the lifting. Positioning-wise, retail is 69.95% long, top account 73% long, and the 4-hour taker split is 52.7 long versus 47.3 short, so the crowd and the smart money are both leaning long here, which is exactly the setup that can get squeezed if price pushes into that 75.12 wall. With the upside pool at 75.12 carrying far heavier notional and higher reach odds, the more probable first move is a sweep higher toward that wall, which would also tag the 75.58 resistance and the 1.272 Fib extension together. If sellers step in there, look for a fade back towards 74.04 and possibly the 73 fair value gap. If buyers keep control through it, 76.09 opens up. Since SOL largely takes direction from Bitcoin, check Bitcoin's own liquidity map first. A Bitcoin sweep can override this entirely. Bullish case confirms above 75.12 targeting 75 plus. Bearish case confirms on a break of 74.04 toward the 72.98 entry zone, invalidated back above 75.12. So we're sitting right at a decision point, and whichever side wins the next liquidity grab probably dictates where SOL heads next. If this kind of breakdown helps, like the video and subscribe. Quantreef.com runs this same 9-layer grade, probability read and liquidity mapping across 100 plus coins, and there's a 7-day trial if you want to dig deeper. This is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.